Okay, I'm not rooting for Tyler Pitlick to catch a puck to the face, but an entire line of fishbowls would be immaculate. Can you imagine getting worked into the boards by the fourth line grinders all dressed like Sandy Cheeks? Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about game 28 of the regular season, where the Rangers win 5-1 over the Anaheim Ducks on a night where Chris Kreider hits 2 different career milestones and surpasses a very important mark on the franchise. So yeah, a 5-1 win for the New York Rangers. That's great. They played really well. They kind of needed to. The term no-win game comes to mind because if they would have lost, oh my god, this would have been just such a different video. But they win. They win in dominating fashion. And I mean, yeah, it's the Anaheim Ducks who entered, I think they had 2 games on hand against San Jose, but 31st out of 32 in total points, and the Rangers entered in 3rd out of 32. These are 2 teams at very opposite ends of the spectrum. I don't know for sure what Anaheim's recent schedule has looked like, but the Rangers get an extra day off. Like, yeah, they were supposed to absolutely grind them into the dirt, and they did. And on account that, you know, the last game we played was not a lot of fun to watch, this is good. These are things that you would like to see happen. And it was cool. Quick had another really good game, made a couple of crazy stops. That 1-3 save flurry with the pad stop and then the blocker and then like the arm glove thing. That was nice. He looked good. You know, 29-30 was solid. The offense scored 5, even though you can really say it was probably like 4 because the one came with like 3 seconds left. This was everything you would want it to be. But it's the Ducks, so you take it with a little pinch of salt. Tomorrow's is going to be significantly more important, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. The Rangers did score 5 goals in this game. The first one, Chris Kreider, it's a bit of a fight for it, and Mika Zibanejad just kind of pokes it over. Kreider immediately fires it home. He scores his 15th of the year, his 280th career goal, and his 500th point as a New York Ranger. And there are a few different players that we as Ranger fans have been able to watch that we can clearly tell their numbers are going in the rafters. Kreider doesn't get the appreciation that he truly deserves. 20 is hanging from the rafters the first year he retires. There is no doubt in my mind that it's going up there. And with that, he tied for 3rd all-time in Rangers goals. A place that he would stay tied for 3rd for like hour or so. Then you go to the second period and Adam Fox with a beautiful pass over to Jimmy VC with a nice finish to go up 2-1. Then Kreider again, this time on the power play from Artemi Panarin. Just an unbelievable tip. Chris Kreider is not just a pain to have in front of the net when he's directly in front of the net. Off to the side. I will die on the hill. Chris Kreider has the best hands in the NHL when it comes to deflecting. Because it isn't just that he does a good job of standing in the blue paint and being a pain for the goaltender. Yeah, there is that. It's just how good he is at deflecting it home. He was a solid 2-3 feet off to the side of the net. And it was off the ice, just a perfect tip home. Chris Kreider, man. 16th of the year, 281st goal as a Ranger. It's going to hang from the rafters. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day when it does. Then in the third period late, you had Mika Zibanejad slamming one home on a one-timer on the power play to make it 4-1. And Adam Enstrom, with 3 seconds left, off a beautiful feed from Barclay Gaudreau. His first NHL goal in his first NHL game. The 9-foot-tall rookie. That's super cool to see. I thought he played a pretty good game too. Like, that's awesome. So tonight was all well and good. The Rangers get a nice feel-good win on home ice before going on the road trip. But that is where our eyes are. This was, I don't want to say a formality because no game in the NHL is a formality. This was a game you really, really expected to win. Now gets to the fun part of the back-to-back. Because tomorrow night, the Rangers head to take on Boston, in Boston at 7 o'clock. Both teams will be on the second half of back-to-backs. Both teams will be on the second half of those back-to-backs with the travel from New York, as the Bruins played the Islanders in New York tonight, going to Boston. The Rangers will have a bit of an advantage. Boston used Ullmark tonight, and they will then go to Swayman for tomorrow night. They had to play a wild game against the Islanders that would end up being 5-4 in the shootout. The Rangers were able to take care of business very quick and clean against the Anaheim Ducks, and they will have Igor Shesterkin for that game. I talked about this pretty at length in the podcast I recorded with Evan the other evening. This is a very, very important game in my eyes for the New York Rangers because they beat Boston at home earlier in the season, and it was a really nice win. I think it was 7-4. So it was a bit of a mess, but it was a dominating mess, if that makes any kind of sense. Right? It was quick in net. It was this total just defensive lapse by both teams, keep in mind. And you really made a point, because last year the Boston Bruins ran the Rangers over, I believe, every time they faced them. Now, you have a real opportunity. You're both on the second half of back-to-backs, granted, but you're going to Boston. You've already taken one against them. If you can take the second one against the Bruins, you're making the statement. It feels like as long as I've watched the Rangers, the Bruins have been the superior, and they have played the Rangers like they're very much superior. The Rangers have had a deep playoff run in recent memory, obviously going to the Eastern Conference Final against the Lightning and going 6, including going up 2-0 against the Lightning. But the Rangers in that had to be on the back foot for the first two series, where they go down 3-1 to Pittsburgh and down 2-0 to Carolina. The Rangers have never been a team that strikes the fear of God into teams, especially not the elite teams. They have been, at points, a team that you got to watch out for, but not a terrifying force of nature the way that teams like the Golden Knights, the Bruins, like they have been. The Rangers, tomorrow night, if they can go into Boston and take another win, it doesn't necessarily have to be this dominating fashion. If they can just get that win and take both of the first two games against the Boston Bruins, all of a sudden, they are becoming that monster that Boston is. They are making a bold statement that, yes, they are not just beating up on some teams and taking some, clutch points against the good teams. No. They are very comfortably shoulder to shoulder with any elite team in this league, and they can beat any elite team in this league. Tomorrow night is an incredibly important game for the New York Rangers. 7 o'clock in Boston, and I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.